wealth in this fashion achieved the old respectability. And the respectable got the money, which was something that they could usually use. So natural was this bargain that in the end scores of them were arranged. And brokers appeared, usually impoverished women of some alleged rank, who then arranged the deals. The resulting flow of dollars would have been a recognizable item in the American balance of payments, if a balance of payments had then been calculated. By 1909, by one estimate, 500 American daughters had sacrificed themselves for the family name, this involving a total cash outflow of some $220 million. The greatest, or nearly the greatest, of the English families were the Churchills. Their palace, Blenheim, was one of the grandest of English houses. The title Marlborough, the most honored in British history. Everything fitted in classical form. The Vanderbilt distinction was from ships and railroads and money. The Marlborough title was from armies, war, and conquest. It was natural, maybe inevitable, that a Duke of Marlborough should marry Consuela Vanderbilt, the descendant of the original robber baron. The Vanderbilt down payment was $2,500,000. And all the Marlborough connection cost the Vanderbilts around $10 million. Soon, no name was more impeccable than Vanderbilt. And Marlborough, as dukes go, was very solvent. The other service to the rich came from the casino here at Monte Carlo. It derived from its superlative efficiency in doing what they most needed, advertising the existence of their wealth.
Messieurs, faites le jeu. Elle ne va plus. 10, noir fermant.
Transversal simple, carré chevalet plein.
The sociology of gambling is very little understood. Most people think that men and women gamble to make money, and without doubt many do. But some also gamble to lose money. And in the last century, this was very important. Men and women of the highest fashion, those whose judgment determined above all an individual's social rank and repute, assembled here of a night. Richly caparisoned, they moved around the tables and through the adjacent salon. Never before or since was there such an audience for the man who wanted to show that he had money to burn. If he was rich, he couldn't lose. If he dropped 1,000 or 50,000, he showed to this audience that to him it meant nothing. And if he won, it was not an irretrievable misfortune.
Messieurs, faites le jeu.
Have the manners and morals of the moneymakers improved? The question that I suppose everyone will ask. As to the manners, there's no doubt. Vanderbilt, Jim Fisk, Jay Gould, showing up here, or even in Texas, would be thought, very coarse. Their avarice would be considered too obvious. Men and women would shudder to hear Vanderbilt tell the public to be damned. In our time, in our day, the most ruthless predator must present himself as a public benefactor. He must speak admiringly of his own single-minded concern for the people. And if he makes money, it is only because that is the nature of the free enterprise system. Regular bathing is obligatory, and no great entrepreneur can chew tobacco. In all of these ways, the manners of modern capitalism have been improved. As to the advance in morality, some will wonder. Investors Overseas Services, IOS, Robert Vesco, C. Arnholt Smith, Polson, Hoffman, the Real Estate Fund of America. Not everyone will believe that these are a quantum step up from Erie. But the 20th century is not the 19th century. The men and enterprises I've just mentioned were in the freewheeling manner of 19th century money-making. And I do believe that the truly acquisitive heart beats about the same from one generation to the next. Even the techniques have all been discovered, remain pretty much the same. But the institutions, the business environment, does change. The world of old-fashioned capitalism has given way to the organization. And the old-fashioned capitalist was not the modern organization man. Later on in these programs, we will look at the corporation and its organization and the code by which it is run, and any moral judgments, if they must be made, yours or mine, had better be postponed until then.